Hello and welcome to the Adorable Anarchist's World, Part 2 of Sensory Deprivation, A Journey of the Self. I did the tank last night, and all I can say is, just as Joe Rogan said, your first time you're only going to get a few layers deep into that onion. And even though I only got a little deep, I still learned a lot, and it was such an experience that I get caught in such an very awestruck, that I definitely, this is not going to be a two-parter thing anymore. I'm definitely going to be reporting on this more to see, because this is an interesting way to learn more about yourself. And in a sense, I think that's one thing that you must have to be somewhat of an anarchist, is you must know yourself, because then what's the point of standing up for individualism and freedom if you don't know yourself? And this is really an interesting tool that I've discovered. So anyways, when I got in, I didn't spare any time. I just stripped down as fast as possible, got in the shower, and got in the tank. And the first thing that happens, I spent, really, it didn't take long for me to adjust. But the only thing that really I had a problem with was at first my neck felt really stiff, but as the float went along, my neck grew less stiff. And one thing that happens is you lose sense of awareness in all your limbs. And it is a wonderful feeling, but I was unable to lose sense of awareness in my head. And there were a few brief moments that I did, and the few brief moments I did, I had amazing visuals. And so, I'm just going to explain some of the visuals I saw when those few brief moments. And I think that unlocking the head is really the key to achieving the full relaxation and journey of the self. So basically, the one thing that I saw which really stood out was this white ring that would come around my vision. But as soon as I saw that ring, something in my body, because this was a whole new experience, would jolt, like the arm would jolt or something, or I would have a weird breath that I would take that would snap me back to the state I was before, and then it's like, fuck, I gotta start all over again. And other things that I saw, these ones were very dim, but the way they looked was like I could see this better if I could only lose more sense of awareness, a sense of awareness. And the one was like a white bar that came in diagonal at one point, and it was very dim. It was almost gray. Heck, even less than day. It was just a dim white. And the other one was like a tear. And yeah, that's all I can really say for visuals that happened to me in there. I did the main problem with this float was I was too concerned on what was going on outside of the tank, and because of that, it really distracted me in the tank. And this is definitely going to be something I'm going to explore further, because I think I definitely only just barely scratched the surface of what could be discovered with this. And I'm sure there's already people who've done studies and everything, but I think that the individual experience is different. So I'm curious to see what I think from part one to after I've done this a few times. Originally, this was just going to be a part one, part two thing with me before and after, but after this, I definitely got to say, I'm definitely going to be exploring this further. And the last thing I want to talk about is when getting out of the tank before I let you all go. Opening up that lid and just, I was woken up by a blue light, and opening up that lid, it was almost like being reborn, in a sense. The world around me seemed so alien for a few seconds. It took me a few seconds to get a grasp on who I was, where I was, what is going on. So I definitely did definitely gain something from this. And if anything, it's left me with a new sense of awareness for the world around me. Almost as if I am able to conquer the things that I deal with in my day-to-day life. And yeah, that's all I can really say for this part 2 video. So I hope you enjoyed this, but keep an eye out for part 3, because I think that's really where I'm going to learn more about this. Right now, I'm still learning. If anything, this float, as much as it felt great and it felt like a rebirth and everything, it left more questions than answers. And hopefully in the next ones I will get some sort of answer or something. Who knows? Maybe it'll be far too great for me to even describe. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video about the sensory deprivation chamber part 2. This is Mitchell Wiechek of the Adorkable Anarchists world, trying to keep with optimism in the age of imperialism.